Well, I saved you guys the unboxing, but sticker. This is a diff brace. So once we do get the diff back up and in place, we have a brace to actually include. Over here, you got the lower trailing arms, adjustable. Get rid of this old crap, although that's super light. This thing weighs a ton, so I don't know if that's good or bad. Who needs a little more weight? And then, dun da da da, what could it be? Is that what I think it is? Open up. Hellcat Axles. I don't know, rated for 1,000 horse or whatever it is, something ridiculous. Definitely better than the eBay one that I got from puncturing that bad boy one time. So I figure while the cradle's on the ground, let's get some work done. So stay tuned. Okay, we're going to start with the lower trailing arm. Probably said control arm last time, but trailing arm. So basically what I did was I took this passenger side one and I just matched up the bolt holes. Sorry about that. And I just matched up the bolt holes. So it's pretty close. Now, I am going to have to get in alignment with all the stuff that I'm doing anyway, so I just have to be close. So, I think maybe give it a little bit more, just a touch more, and then we're going to do the install. 18 millimeter socket. Let's see, it's right there. The bolt's still sticking in there. As you can see. Oh, my heater just kicked on. Still snow here in Michigan. Yeah. To there. And the reason we're doing this one first is because when we go to do the axles, I believe the lower is still in place to hold everything together. So all the top stuff will have to come off for the axles. So that's the smart way to do it. So okay, quick update where we're at. I got the lower trailing arm in. You can't see it, but it is right there behind the caliper on this side. I got it on the other side as well. But my little makeshift diff holder is right there. I added a little wheelie cart there for it. So next thing I'm going to do is start on the axles. So I'll show you this side again. If it'll focus, it's right there. Yeah. Such minimal space here to work, so you can see that side, and then I'll show you the other side. And the other side there is just on the other side of that caliper. A little easier to see. That's in place. Nice and tight. And you can see how we're going to do this. So next is to, well, of course, loosen this bolt. I believe it's a 32 millimeter on both sides. And then pop the axles out from the diff first, and then move the whole diff forward. So you got to loosen the diff bolts, but move the whole diff forward with enough space to to be able to wiggle those axles out. And then reverse the process and life is good. Okay, those both look the same size, so I don't think I can go wrong. Oh, is one end thicker than the other? I don't know. I think they're the same size. The same part number, so I think that's good enough. Now let me show you where we're at with the install. I removed the rear ones and the underneath ones. The underneath ones I believe were 15 millimeter and the rear ones were 21 millimeters, holding the diff to the cradle. So basically, if you can see the little eBay sticker there, I started to press that one out. So I have to move the whole differential forward in order for it to release. And as you can see, it should be just high enough to clear here, so shouldn't be a problem. And I made sure to put it on the little wheelie cart thingy, so it should be easy enough to do. And basically I'll just move this out far enough to where the passenger side one here, one I picked up off eBay clearly, to where that you know, basically can just slide right out. And then once that's done, oh, my heat's kicking on, so stay tuned. So first one's out, and you can see how far I had to bend that to get that out. So I'm gonna do the smart thing and remove the driver's side one now, while I can push the diff all the way over to the other side. So this one should be super easy. So progress. There you have it, everybody. Out with the old, my left, in with the new, with the two yellow. So just make sure to replace all the washers and everything, and it came with new bolts, shaft bolts, because they're one-time use. So yeah, it was a battle, but I'm winning. All right, sorry it's so dark, but we're in the process of putting things back together now. All four cradle spots here, right over there, they're up and in, and putting the spring back in, and obviously got to tighten those, but shocks going back in. Everything should be good. All the adjustable arms are in and connected. I'll just have to re-put the brakes back in. And then on the other side, of course, on the other side here, you got, sorry about the bright lights. Let's see, you got all the gas tank stuff that's going back in place here. Make sure that's in place. Make sure these are all tightened down like they're supposed to. Gas pipe is in like it's supposed to be. And up there. And we just got to tighten it down there. And then work on putting the brakes back together on this side. And that's it. So she's all going back together. Last thing I had to work on is this diff brace. That one, gonna have to look it up because there's no instructions. Gotta love it.
We're gonna need the rear
torque those.
Basically, also forgot to get a fuel filter last night. I realized. So that's pretty well plugged. But anyway, let's get to the gas
torque
station.
those.
Get this party started.
There's the drive shaft safety loop.
Iowa to Mount Rushmore.
So it's just basically bolts to the bottom down there, and then Up top it loops around, so it protects it so you don't do the old catapult. And last step of this process would be to add in the exhaust. So that's where we're at. Sorry about the TV going up there. Under the car, it's like 2:30 in the morning, so all the pieces and parts are going back together nicely. Just last step's gonna be exhaust going back in, so stay tuned. Is this thing doing the gangster lean or what? I got the driver's side up a little higher. All right, so well, the battery died because for some reason the night rider light came on its own. So that's why we're currently charging it. And we are putting things back together. Well, actually, it is all back together except for the tires. So if we look, you will see that I have by myself, enjoyable as it was, got the exhaust back on and got the diff brace installed. You can see it right there. Better angle, sorry. Yeah, this has been a battle. So there's not that many extra parts left over, so I guess I did something right. So just button it up and get her down, and hopefully we got enough juice to get her started. So install complete. We'll see how she runs.